Hello, team. Let's talk about the power of synthetic focus groups. So I'm currently in ChatGPT, and you're looking at my leadership recall focus group. And how it started is I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I want you to create the ideal number of personas so I can test concepts for leadership recall. And I want the ideal number of personas. I want Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. I want leaders that identify as both visionaries and operators. I want men and women in multiple industries. And it quickly cranked out 20 personas. And we can see some of those right here. We can see these are the visionaries. Inside of the visionaries, we have like Jake Turner. He's Gen Y, millennial, visionary, tech founder, moves fast, bets on leverage, values asymmetric upside. And so what's happening here is we're basically splitting ChatGPT from one personality into 20. And what continues to amaze me is the nuanced feedback you get when you're testing your ideas. So if we scroll down, we can see that's a grouping of 6. We also have the operators here that are grouped out. Leading off, we've got Marcus Benton, Gen X operator, COO. We also have some visionary operators that span both disciplines with Elena and Noah. So overall, a really diverse set of personas that allow us to be able to test ideas and get nuanced feedback. You can also even see details like, faith-driven, wild card. I've got Caleb, Samantha, and also an emerging operator, Chloe. So overall, really impressed with, and when you just look at the thought that it put in, that went into creating these personas, it's pretty impressive, but the results are what we care about. And so if we kind of scroll down, these are all of the instructions that have happened. And I saved this as a project and I've been reusing it now for quite some time, many months. But overall, this took literally about 2 minutes to get set up and I was moving forward. Now, what we want to do is we want to test it. So we're going to test, and then we're going to have 4 options. Let me copy and paste this simple prompt. And so we're testing ideas for the post that I'm writing that you're watching or you're watching from. So we have 4 options, and I'm basically saying to ChatGPT, this works great for Claude, Gemini as well, is that I want you to create the poll. I mean, I could spend some brain cycles, typing out a really good poll, but ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and Grok, they're all phenomenal. They're the best prompt engineers on the planet. So let them, do that lift for you. And just give it where you want it to go, what the outcome is. And I want to basically know what the best poll, what the best title is. And so we'll go ahead and submit that and we'll see what it comes up with. And you can see too that, AI is, pretty agreeable. And one thing that I, do and tell, my paid accounts is making sure that I'm saving these, typically it's as a skill that I want you to be highly disagreeable. When you see something that is not right, help me course correct that. And so we can see, we scroll down, let's look across the listing. So we can see we've got option 1, 2, and 3. And it looks like option 4, broke out as a winner there. And kind of scrolling down, we'll see sort of the bottom line. And you can see also, some of the key details, and you can engage any of the personas if you wanted to ask more questions. And so there it is. This is the one that it recommends that we go with, how a $20 AI move replaced a $15,000 focus group. And so what I'll do now is I'm going to test that. I've got some humans that I tested out with as well. But overall, you can see, overall, you're able to test. And, I had first Claude and ChatGPT come up with its best versions. And then I typically will run those through the synthetic focus group, test it with some humans, and then launch it. So hopefully you're seeing the power of this. I also have one for theologians, all my top theologians, and I can actually, engage that group as a synthetic focus group. You can also use it as a personal board of directors. You can have, people like, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Steve Jobs, for example, on your personal board of directors, and to be able to ask them questions about your career. So the value here, it's just incredible, jaw-dropping, $20 a month, and you can get these projects saved and reuse them. So I encourage you to sit down, get started. Any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks, team.